Book your driving lesson now at dla-driving.co.uk. Sponsored by DLA Driving Schools.
Hello and welcome to Oh When the Town. Here's what's coming up today. It's been described as one of the best Premier League games of the season. A thrilling 4-4 score at St James's Park as Newcastle and Luton locked horns in an epic battle that saw both teams take a precious point, I'll say that, back home with them. We're going to talk about the game in more detail. We've got your three-word reviews. We've got Bataro and Steve here as usual. We're going to talk loads and loads about football today, but mostly about the Newcastle game because it was so epic. It was such a good trip. Well, firstly, good evening, boys. Thanks for coming down.
Good evening, mate.
Oh, mate.
I was just going to go off on one and just thinking about that game. I've seen a lot of football in my time, but that one is up there with some of the better games I've ever witnessed.
I felt privileged to have been there and to see Luton have the belief and ability to go toe-to-toe with someone like Newcastle. It was a real privilege as a Luton fan to have seen that and been there for it.
There was a time when, during the game, you just didn't know which way it was going to go. And do you know what? It took me back to a long time ago when Luton Town played Stoke City away. The classic 4-4 draw and then Mossy missing the penalty.
Mal Donaghy scored that day, backward header.
Do you know, you've got a better memory than me. I just remember I was devastated that we should have won 5-4. And I thought at points on Saturday we had those opportunities to do the 5-4, but we'll talk about that more in detail. But I'm assuming you watched it somewhere?
I did, mate, yeah. I watched it at home. I had the boys. I was like, yeah. But, wow, mental, wasn't it?
You must have been exhausted by the end of it as well.
Yeah. I mean, to be fair, I kept celebrating that much, obviously, when we were scoring goals, going, yeah, picking the boy up, running around the room with him, whatever else. And all of a sudden, when Newcastle scored in the third and then the fourth, he's like, yeah, I'm on, not now.
Yeah, bad timing, boy.
The other part of fun I did have was watching people get to the top of the staircase. Because I did it.
It's a long way up, isn't it?
It took me quite a few minutes to get my breath back. And I thought, I used the lift like my friend Steve did.
Well, it's only because of my good lady wife. Yeah, she's got really small wee legs, so she couldn't have done the steps.
The amount of people that come up and then were sort of just bent over double trying to get their breath back was quite amusing. But let's have a look at your three-word reviews for Newcastle 4, Luton Town 4. Clive says, what a game. Ryan, a great away point. Neil, superb yet again. Tom, giving it everything. Mike, goals. Adam, worth a journey. Darren says, spirit of 83. Emily, Ross Barkley masterclass. Ben, unbeaten in 2024. And Steve, bring on anyone. You can take your pick, fellas. What do you think?
Unbeaten in 2024. That is some going, isn't it?
It's crazy stuff.
Yeah. For the early season whipping boys, as we were portrayed that we were going to be, is something else. Giving it everything and superb yet again. Neil and Tom, I reckon, just bang on the money. You could come up with so many superlatives for it though, couldn't you? I mean, there was so many things to admire and really sort of be proud of, and that it's just wonderful.
Ross Barkley's getting a lot of attention now on the television, but he's just showing what we've seen probably. The first couple of games a bit off pace, and then from then on in, he's just been a star, hasn't he?
I mean, sorry. What I was going to quickly say about Ross Barkley, since that Nottingham Forest game, when he came off the bench, ever since then, he has been an absolute revelation. The guy, he's got magic in his boots, don't you?
He's a risk taker. He really is a risk taker. And as we talk about the game, their fourth goal, that was one of the risks in that. But it was a foul. But because of the risks that he takes, so often he succeeds and it creates an opportunity. So, it's great watching him. I've
got a question for you both, and probably more for you, Steve, than you, Bataro, because of your age, right? If you, because a lot of people are saying that Ross Barkley is probably the best player ever to be in a Luton shirt. And I would ask this question because for me, up until this season, I would have said Ricky Hill was the best player I've ever seen in a Luton shirt. And if you give Ricky Hill the protection that people have these days, rather than being hacked every week, and you give him the pitches that they play on, rather than the mud baths he played on every week, which one of those two would be the best player that's ever played for Luton? Perhaps then if you want to leave a comment below, please do.
Before we get into that, can I just say though, they're complete. Like between the two, obviously eras, they're completely different.
Yeah.
I know you're saying about the pitches and the protection and whatever else, but at the same time, the quality of football now is much better as well. So
yeah.
if you know what I'm saying.
But the quality of football is much better because of the training and because of the pitches and because of everything else.
Yeah.
So
I just think the evolution of football as well.
Pound for pound, if you put them together now, and Ricky Hill at his prime, Ross Barkley as he is now, would you still say he's the best player that's ever pulled on a Luton shirt?
No, because he's got to do it over a period of time to be given an accolade like that. Ricky done it over such a long period of time as we went through the divisions, etc. And as you said, some of the pitches, mate, my back garden that the dogs wrecked is better than some of those pitches.
I've seen some of them, yeah.
You know, you see some of like the big match revisited and all these ones. You know, you see Ricky Hill, he glides through the midfield where there's just clumps of mud and stuff like that, and the ball is right on his feet. You know, the ability in awful conditions. For me, he was brilliant. It's different. You know, I think Ross Barkley sees much more angles and stuff like that. He has everything to be one of the very best. And, you know, through our rise through the divisions, we've seen some great players at those different levels. I think Luke Guttridge at the time was a brilliant player at that level, but Ross Barkley is doing it in the top division. And I think because it's Newcastle and we're seeing someone that's bossing big games and that, he has got it all. But I think Ricky, just because he'd done it over a longer period of time.
Fair enough. If you've got any comments on that, please leave them in the comments below, or just do it on social media. We'll get producer Jacob to ask that question on socials and see just where it comes up. Let's talk about the match then. One change from the Brighton, it's an obvious one really. Ted and Mengi comes back into the team, replacing Burke as a starter. And you know what? That atmosphere when we first went out, it was quite electric, wasn't it? When the teams came out, and we sort of settled in fairly quickly. And I was sitting there, standing. I was standing there thinking, we're all right so far. But what we don't want to do is concede an early goal, Bataru.
Well, this is exactly it. I'm about to say, how many minutes was it? Was it 4 minutes, something like that?
7.
7. So yeah, 7 minutes in. But what can you do? What can you do? This is I think the ball gets sprayed out wide to Trippier and he plays it in. Yeah,
it was a phenomenal pass, or it was a really lucky cross. I think it was a really good pass into Longstaff. I think Longstaff out muscled whoever was ball side of him.
Yeah, that's it.
And it just seemed to be absolutely on the money where he would have wanted it to be. And once he got to that position, he did put it away nicely.
It's ominous when you hear that sound, when you're an away fan at a ground that big with them passionate supporters. And to be fair to Newcastle, probably the loudest supporters I've seen away this season.
Oh, definitely. I mean,
they're a good set of fans, aren't they?
Yeah.
Well, they're a good set of fans when it's going well. They were quiet when it wasn't. But
they do get behind their team, though. They do get behind their team.
And listen, they were all fantastic when we bumped into them, all of them.
Yeah.
So
very quickly, you're saying about the Newcastle fans. 4-2, there was a couple of moments, not jeering, but there was an anxiousness about them. It was a very brief spell.
Genuinely,
I can imagine that being the case,
yeah.
But Newcastle just come off the back of an amazing win at Aston Villa, who hadn't lost at home until that point, and they demolished them, literally demolished them. And they come in and I'm sure that they're not stupid enough to really think that it's only Luton Town, but it's only Luton Town who've already beaten them this season. So they want that revenge, and they wanted to take the game to us, and they go ahead in 7 minutes, and I just stood there and went, okay, this could be a long match.
I was just about to say that was my thoughts exactly. I thought as soon as the ball goes in, obviously the ball goes over, it comes in, I thought, defend it, bang. I'll be honest, I thought it was quite poor defending at first. I still maybe probably do think it's quite poor defending.
I think Longstaff did outmuscle someone at the near post. Do you know when I first settled down though? The first time Ogbene burst past Bird.
Blitz Burn,
Burns, he couldn't have had
a worse game. Yeah.
Well, no, but he couldn't have had a more difficult game in the whole of his career.
But to be fair though, mate, Ogbene's pace, oh my lord, he was doing it even in the second half.
Yeah.
He was knocking the ball 10 yards in front and just running rings around people. It was scary.
But then we had the ability to find him in space. You know, Lukonga and Barkley, they were putting him through. Even Mengi a couple of times down the wing, and he was just ripping him every time. And as soon as I saw that, I thought, we're going to get plenty of chances.
On the way up, I joined live on a Newcastle United podcast about pre-match, and they asked me who they should look out for, and the first person I said was, well, Ogbeni, because he's going to give your defenders
a big pitch as well.
And a big pitch, and a right run. I believe Newcastle fans have not rated Burns over the last few games, and he hasn't performed that well. So I think we've done our homework there. But you know, when he was going, he beat him had to beat him on every single time.
Of course. To be fair though, I mean, if Eddie Howe knows that Ogbene's starting and you put Dan Burn at left back, I'm thinking to myself, what the hell are you doing? Don't get it wrong, Dan Burn for a big guy is not exactly the slowest in the world.
No.
Or maybe they didn't have any other options, but Christ Almighty, when the team news come out and I saw Dan Burn at left back and Ben on the right, I thought, this could be quite interesting.
And as the commentary came from the Brighton game, Ogbene can catch pigeons.
Yeah.
What brilliant line. What a brilliant line that was.
Yeah, he needs to team up with Dick Dastardly then. Listen, we were 1-0 down, and then we started to press up, and we had some chances, and then we get a goal. And, you know, I can't remember, it was Morris flicked it on, didn't he,
Yeah, it was a free kick from Barkley onto Morris, and
what's a great leap as well.
Right. It was a brilliant goal, and you know, from way back where we were with the binoculars on, you know, I didn't realise it had just gone straight in. I thought it might have bounced in off the crossbar or whatever.
I was quite a lot nearer the front of the Luton section because young Lenny was with us and the view was absolutely brilliant. It was nowhere near as bad as I remember it when we went up there in the FA Cup when Hilton, done it and that. But it seemed a lot better. But yeah, it was a great crossover. So one for the special teams coach, Alan McCormack.
Yeah, and you know what? The goal goes in.
Did it not come off the bar, Dave?
It's sort of
just the very underside of the bar.
Oh, right.
I thought it went up, down, in.
Right. You're okay. Yeah.
But you know, and the away end goes mental, and the noise, although it's probably not as audible on the television or whatever.
Didn't come across, but it was loud.
But the noise was loud, and you know what? 3,000 of us there, you know. And we're thinking, right, we're in this game, and you know what? We don't need to be scared of Newcastle, and let's not concede real quick.
Well, you're not waiting for the flag to go up, though. That's what I was thinking. I was sitting by myself. I'm trying to celebrate. I'm thinking, I can't celebrate until I've seen a replay of it.
Because I celebrate that one quite freely. Yeah. I normally look to see of something that could happen. I just couldn't see any problems with that one.
You just walk back, you watch the referee put his finger to his ear, so he's listening in on his earpiece, and you're thinking, well, he hasn't said anything yet, so it's a goal. He was trying to get us back, and, you know, celebrate, waste a bit of time, and get back on it. So just shore yourselves up. Don't let anybody in. And Batara, what do? 2 minutes later,
is that where
got a head in our hands again?
Is it Anthony Gordon, was it? When he made Kaminsky work and he pushed it, he flapped it. Is that one?
Yeah. Do you think he flapped?
Well, not flapped. Sorry, what I meant to say was he patted it, not flapped it.
Yeah, parried out.
So the question is, should the keeper have done better?
Do you know what? I have no problems with it because it was so close and so hard. It was hit so hard at him. What's he meant to do, really? I don't think you can do any reaction more than anything, and he's done nothing wrong there. For me, the defending was poor.
Well, I was going to ask Steve this because that goal started in their half because we lost the ball, and I think it was Osho chasing back.
He got skinned,
it was. There was a moment, and it was similar to the great goal that Palace scored, where they went down the wing and with Amari Bell, and he cut in and put it away. That was a brilliant goal, but we said at the time that he should not have got off that wing. There was a brief second where Osho, to me, I was hoping that he was going to get him out of play out on that wing. Once he had turned him, I mean, Gordon's pace was absolutely sensational because Osho is proper rapid. Osho did catch up with him in the end, but you know he was having to go full tilt. You know that was a really good attack. there was a split second where I was hoping that they're going to get him out of play for a throw-in or something. I think it was unfortunate with Kaminsky patting it out. I don't think he had the time to push it away out to the side, or else he would have done. And again, it just happened to fall right to their feet.
I thought on the pat out, I actually think it hit one of our players as well before it got to their striker. Am I right then? I'm not certain if that happened.
Now, to be fair.
But as soon as he gets in that position, you know he's going to score, right?
Yeah.
Of course.
That was frustrating.
But what I was going to say is, I think Osho, maybe Anthony Gordon obviously takes him on and he stops it, doesn't he? And he knocks the ball, doesn't he? I think for me, Osho is way too tight to him there. Way too tight. I'm just thinking to myself, just give yourself a bit of space because you know this guy's got pace to burn as well. And when he obviously gets down the line and whatever else, I'm thinking to myself, don't show him inside. Do not show him inside. And what's he going to do? Shows him inside. Before you know it, he's got about a yard and a half of space to fire into, obviously, like I say. And fall straight to their feet. But we'll learn from these things anyway, so...
Yeah, I think Robbie Edwards said in the post-match interview, he said, same as what Eddie Howe would say, 3 or 4 things that could have been done in most of the goals to avoid them.
Yeah. These things happen, though. It's Premier League football. The quality players that we're up against as well, and we know this, so yeah.
I think we have to put things in perspective. Newcastle United, although they've got new owners, they haven't spent a huge amount of money. They really haven't. They've sort of curtailed by financial fair play. I think at the moment, they're just trying to work it out. But they, pound for pound, are 10 millions and millions. More than us.
Dave, they finished, was it 3rd or 4th last season as well?
Exactly.
Champions League football, and they were brilliant last season.
And they're not a bad team now.
No,
and I think people need to realise that we're up against a top team here.
Yeah. They have got a lot of injuries at the moment, and because Callum Wilson come on at half time.
Yeah. Isak was out, wasn't he?
Do you know what a pain in the arse he is? He is such a good target man. He's a real menace because he doesn't even let a centre back just stand. He's leaning on him, he's pushing on him, he's backing into him. So worth his weight in gold he is.
Yeah, he's a brilliant player.
I thought during the game the press sort of changed. Our press changed, and then they started pressing us a bit more. And as the pendulum swang. Everybody changed their tactics. That's how I felt. It was working. And you know what? At 2-1, again, up in the gods there, you're sitting, again, standing, not sitting. Sorry about this. But, you just seem to think, are we in for one of those days now that they've got 2-1 in front, and are we going to get back in this? And actually, when you look back and you think about the game...
Never thought that at all.
Well, I was going to ask you that. Did you think that? Go for it.
No, Dave, I never thought that at all. Obviously, like I said, I was watching it on TV. Well,
yeah, go on, carry on.
Anyway, but no, honestly, at 2-1 down, I thought there's still a goal in this before half time. That's what I was thinking. That's what I was thinking to myself. I was watching, obviously, my auntie there as well, and weirdly enough, my auntie's actually a Newcastle fan as well, so which is difficult. But no, I never thought at one point. I thought to myself, we are good enough here to get back into this and score some more goals. And my auntie's sitting there going, do you know what? I agree.
I was also really confident that it was not done and dusted. I know it's easy to say it, but I felt at the time that we were still right in it.
I thought we was on top at one point, and after the 2-1 goes in, we have a lot of play, a lot of good passing. And if you looked at the figures at that point, we were sort of toe for toe for passes, toe for toe for possession, and the guy that we spoke about at the very beginning of the podcast, Ross Barkley, gets the ball and he drives forward. And you think, come on, just play the right ball and we can score here.
But he's put the tackle in to get the ball back himself anyway. And then and I was shouting, drive, Ross, drive. And again, he's laid the ball off. Perfect time.
Shot, brilliant. Goalkeeper.
Yeah.
Again, I would ask the fact that Newcastle fans would say their goalkeeper has to do better there. But the speed of the shot, the strike,
it's difficult. It's low as well. You've got to think, right? How many yards out is he? Probably about 8 yards out when he's hit that ball. And the keeper's got to get down so low as well.
Was it a cleanly struck shot? I
thought
it was a bit of a bounce onto the keeper.
Well,
We'll have a look back on that.
Okay. I think he did rifle it a little bit.
Yeah, I thought he rifled it. But here's the thing that I really enjoyed about the goal, because when it bounced out to Ross Barkley, he had the sense just to calm it down and then fire it in.
Yeah.
Such an intelligent player, though, isn't he? I mean, we know that he's going to do anything to in order to. Hang on, 2 seconds before I can say that, and also another little stat as well. Ross Barkley, they kept saying the other day, has scored most of his career goals against Newcastle.
Yeah, that's right. He said he had a lucky run against them,
Yeah.
but yeah, I mean, he was super composed. He took the touch, and then just he put it away effortlessly. He does it, but that's where we were great to bring him in, having that experience and at the highest level. Just got a calm head on him, hasn't he?
I was very grateful for Stay standing at that point, because if we didn't have it, I'd have probably been 10 rows in front of me.
Or over the edge.
Yeah, well, I wasn't that close to the edge, but
that's a
it would have done me a big harm. But the thing is with that is that you get back to 2-2 and you're thinking, actually, we're as good as Newcastle today. In fact, again, if you read any of the social media comments, Newcastle fans were saying that Luton were good.
The best team they've seen there for a while as well. That's what I was saying.
And the thing is, there are a lot of supporters that listen to podcasts or watch Match of the Day or listen to those pundits will think that Luton are going to be a walkover every week, and they're not anymore. We have changed so much.
Yeah.
So at half time, it's 2-2, and you'd think that Eddie Howe would go to the Newcastle team, stop Benny running. Stop him running. Double up on him and do something.
But you can't stop the man. The man's electric. You cannot stop that.
No, but there was still a level of ignorance from him not to deal with it, because I say Burns, but he was just getting absolutely roasted.
Slaughtered every time. And that if we put the ball, and the ball was going there, so we knew that was a tactic we needed
But from Newcastle's point of view, though, they then drop another one to double up on him, then it disrupts their way of playing, because how they play, it's quite free, sort of like space.
Yeah, it's quite flowing, isn't it?
And it's quite and they like to have a lot of big gaps in between to running behind and whatever else. So you're doubling up. You're then bringing back the players, and
maybe it was a conscious decision to leave it to hold their shape, maybe.
But I'm going to say the same phrase I say a lot of the time. Most of the time when we come out second half, you're thinking, can we do that again? And sometimes we don't start as well. However, we were on it from the first opportunity in the second half, and we got a bit of a break, didn't we? When it was a part, I don't know who passed it to Ogbeni, but he ran down that line, he cut in, and you're thinking he's going to score. He's definitely going to score. And there was contact outside the box, and it continued on into the box, and then Ogbeni had the intelligence to fall over.
Oh, yeah, go on.
I think we got the penalty because there was hand on his shoulder outside the box. Then it came off his shoulder and then back on again. I think Ogbeni sort of shrugged him off. So then it went back on really close to the line, but then he went down.
What I was about to say about that is, I know what you're saying, there was obviously contact outside the area, but as what I've seen, as they were obviously watching the VAR, I think it was maybe 2 or 3 minutes away.
Yeah, it was quite a while.
Obviously on the TV, they're showing the whole VAR incident. What I believe the issue was, as say Ogbeni was basically over the line, obviously, or property of the area on the line, should I say, there was contact at the back of his knee.
Right.
There was contact on the back of his knee, I believe. I'm not too sure if that's what it was given for. It was for the pull, but basically there was, I think, was it Dan Burn again, was it?
Yep.
I think as his knee's gone down or whatever, it's hit the back of Bennett's knee and it's then tripped him.
That aside, if a foul starts outside the box and ends inside the box, it's a penalty, regardless of where the foul started. It's a penalty.
So why were so many people trying to make that point then on Saturday, saying, "Oh, look at that, it started"? See, for me, his hand come off his shoulder,
I'm not disagreeing with you, Steve. But I'm just saying the laws of the game say.
Does it say that? I can't remember.
The laws of the game say if a foul starts out and continues on into the box, it's a foul. Right, it's a penalty. So I was a bit surprised. One, the lino didn't give it, and secondly, the ref gave an on-field decision of a free kick and not a pen. So thankfully,
it was very tight though to the line. To be fair, Dave, it was just on the line pretty much. It was close. I can understand why the referee gave it.
I mean, there.
No. But what I'm saying, I can understand why the referees said obviously a free kick because he's covering himself or whatever. I know they check it anyway, but you could quite clearly see his reasoning behind why he thought it was a free kick. So until you have to check the VAR like 20 times and you see it.
There, I was absolutely convinced it was nothing other than a penalty.
Absolutely.
It cannot be anything else. It really couldn't.
Yeah. See, I had a different view on that, watching it on the TV. See, I thought it was a free kick at first until I saw the actual contact in the area. And I was like, okay, maybe not. I thought it might be our luck right now. It's not.
So let's talk about the penalty. And the one thing is, if he wasn't at the stadium, you wouldn't know how loud the whistles were when Morris was standing there and the referee was on the edge of the box. And then Carlton Morris, for some strange reason, steps up and scores.
Well, he thought he'd heard a whistle.
So they're both ready. All from the commentary team were, I can't understand it. I can't understand
Yeah.
this. Like, he's taking the penalty. The keeper's dive. He's ready. Just give the goal. That's what they kept saying.
Yeah, well, because they want to give the goal because we needed the goal. But having said that, then you have to step up a second time, and you're thinking it'll be typically us, wouldn't it? That he puts it in the same place, and the goalkeeper remembers where he put it.
Real kahunas from Morris, to do that staggered run and then both times in exactly the same place.
I'm sitting in the stand, whip it in the top of the net, mate. Just put it in the top of the net. Go on.
Yeah, that's guts, real guts.
So we go 3-2 up, and we're in heaven, aren't we? And then what was it? 3 minutes later, we get another brilliant move, really. And
started by Doughty, wasn't it?
Doughty, and then Barkley. And Barkley again, you're thinking, you can see this. Please tell me you can see Elijah on your right. Please tell me you can see that. And the little pass to him, and then we are in heaven.
There was one of the moments where Ross Barkley is actually pointed down to his right. And I think it might have been that goal, almost to say, just hold, and then again just lays it off, and another just a lovely crisp finish.
Beautiful.
The Brighton one, Elijah done him at the near post, but again nice composed finish, but same again.
Elijah's on
hits it so well as well. It gets that elevation just over the goalkeeper's legs as well, and then just beautiful.
He's on fire right now.
Elijah's just sensational.
The confidence in that boy right now is. Do you know what? I wouldn't be surprised if he gets. How many goals he on now? 9 goals this season.
9, yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if he gets 16 this season.
Could
the way he's going.
Yeah.
15, 16.
Hopefully another 8 on Saturday. But let's not take it away. Again, Newcastle, the ground was a bit silent at 4-2. I think they was in disbelief that we scored 2 quick goals. And when you look at the clock now and you think,
quite a long time to go.
Why did we score 4? Why couldn't we score 4 10 minutes from the end? Or with hindsight, why couldn't we just defend just a little bit better for 10, 15 minutes? But
I was sitting there thinking, we're going to score another goal or 2 here. That's what I was thinking. We're on such a roll. Newcastle going to have to go for it. We're just going to counter it. We're going to break the lines and whatever else. I was sitting there going, we're going to score another goal here, at least.
The pace of the game, the pace of that game was non-stop, end-to-end non-stop stuff. So Newcastle were always a threat, and they went back in now, the sound of their fans roaring them on. Yeah. Trippier, what can you do? What can you do with that goal?
Nothing. It was
5 minutes after we scored.
It was a good finish, and it just set it up for the barnstorm and finished.
But that's the point. It spurred them on. If we, I don't think we can fault the goal. Newcastle United moved the ball well. They found the right place, and you're not stopping that.
No. Which one you're on about? Sorry, now the last goal, the third one. So the third goal, I was thinking at the time. I haven't really watched it back. Well, I have obviously, but I've not really paid too much detail to it. But attention, sorry. But what I was going to say was, it looked like Morris was trying to wrestle with him more than he was trying to defend. I don't know if he was. I don't know how it started, but the view I got is almost Morris was like this. And he's just like sort of trying to push him out of the way, and he couldn't get near him.
Maybe because he wasn't in the position that you wanted to be to defend it. Maybe Trippier just got a bit of a lead on him, and had the presence of mind to hold him off.
That's what I mean. I couldn't see it, so I was just trying to wonder. But there's nothing against Morris that great game.
I can't believe we've been talking all the pod about this game. We've not got anywhere near the end of it. So let's talk about the equalising goal, because on the day, standing there, I can't see, and again, leave some comments if you're a Newcastle fan or you don't agree with my view. Just let us know, because it's interesting to see what other people think.
I think you've got the same view as all of us, Dave.
Yeah, but I can't believe that they didn't pull that back for a foul on Ross Barkley.
To me, it was an absolute 100% of a foul. He's put his sort of hip or side right into him. He's knocked him over. You could see Barkley was sort of really appealing desperately with the ref, and then when the goal went in, he sort of just collapsed down on the floor, gutted. And even then, I thought, well, VAR is going to see this, and to me,
it's a glaring mistake.
It's a glaring mistake. It is, in my opinion, it is a foul.
But Newcastle fans would say the opposite. It wasn't a foul. He just barged. He just used shoulder to shoulder, which he wasn't.
I don't
think
his hip. It wasn't. It wasn't his shoulder.
At the same time, you say about his hip. I think there was connection with the feet, or the legs as well. Yeah. It was knee to knee or something like that, and he bowed him in. But
just the way who scored for them, I can't remember.
Harvey Barnes.
Yeah. The way that he just caressed it into the goal,
passed it into the net,
caressed into the goal, and then you're thinking, you look at the clock and there's still ages to go. Ages to go.
Plus 8 years injury time.
How many minutes were actually put up on the board?
10.
Oh, it was. I was sitting there going, I was only 4 minutes at a time. And next minute, I'm like, why is it,
It was
like
like
98th minute? Or
it was
whatever?
forever.
Yeah. Crazy.
I think you can count our luck from the day. Listen, we deserve a bit of luck because we worked so hard as a team. When Newcastle missed the 5-4 incident, where the ball went across the back of the goal and it was just there to be put in. And
Jacob Murphy was it?
Yeah,
Jacob
it was.
Murphy.
But by the same token, we had another opportunity right at the death where
Ogbenny.
he side-footed it.
Mate.
Surely you just put your laces through it. Surely.
I get why he's done it though. I get why. It's a difficult chance, don't get it wrong. But I was just thinking, I'm sitting there going, go on, go for it. And the next minute, it keeps going. I'm thinking, fuck.
Yeah, I mean, I think that would have been a little bit too much for us all to be able to have dealt with. But I just thought, put your laces through that one. But there you go.
At 5-4, it would have been an injustice to both teams, I think. I mean, I would have taken it all day long.
Yeah.
But it would have been injustice to both Newcastle and Luton Town. But, as Luton fans, we definitely want that 5-4. But to come away, on the way up there, you're going up to Newcastle, so we mustn't lose. And we didn't lose. And the rest of the results were okay for us.
I think we said we'd be thrilled with a draw. We thought we could win, but thrilled with a draw.
4 points out of 6 against that a top team is a good. It's a good
amazing.
return.
It's amazing.
Brilliant haul.
When you look at the stats and facts and XGs, I like XGs now. But look at it, it's pound for pound almost 2.4, 2.36. 54% sessions, 46 for us. We haven't had that up until recently.
No.
More shots on target than Newcastle.
54 and 46 possession. Now, this is against a team that really wants to dominate at home.
Yeah.
But 11 shots, 8 on target. That's mustard.
That's ridiculous. Isn't it?
That is insane.
That is really good, and it's showing how much better we are. Some facts from Google and Opta. Newcastle remain unbeaten against Luton in 22 home league games. Oh God, the last defeat coming in September 1937.
Were you there, Dave?
No, mate.
I'm glad you said that.
Yeah. To have scoring 4+ goals in 2 games is amazing. 4-0, 4-all. We haven't done that for a long time.
Have we scored? Sorry, I can't see it. Oh no, sorry, don't worry. It's literally there. You're about to read it. Go on. I'll shut up now.
That's all right. You could read it.
No, I was about to say about the Luton have scored 15 goals in the last 6 Premier League games. That's what I was about to say.
Honestly, when you look at it like that, and that we're on the same level with Liverpool and Manchester City, we've got something to be proud of right now.
Well, because early season as well, it was looking like we just haven't got the goals in us.
And now look at us, we're flying.
Something really interesting that Robbie Edwards said in over the last week or so, looking at early season games, he cringes about them now.
Yeah, that's a good thing though. Your manager is developing your team and developing his tactics because he was new to the game as much as we are, and it's his first season in the top flight, and he needs to
still
get used
quite
to
a revelation though, isn't it?
That's brilliant,
yeah.
And because of that, we have improved.
Yeah,
we haven't sort of sat on our laurels and just gone, well, we're just. And do you know what? Another thing that I love the comments from Paul Merson on Sky Sports.
Apart from his name
pronunciations, Doherty and Ogbogo,
Ogbongo or something he called him or whatever. I was like, what?
But he's saying nice things, which is good, and so they should be. But
I disagree with him on one point, and he said Luton have done what they did in the Championship, and they come up and playing Championship football in the Premier League.
We've moved on.
I think we've moved up a bit, haven't we?
Did he say it like that, or did he say that we're playing how we did like in the Championship? Fearless
No. I think he was referring to our style of play because he said, "Oh, we're not going to be Premier League players. Oh, I'm going to play like this. So I'm going to do that." He said,
"Oh, okay, that's a better way of saying it."
And that's right. And by and large, that has been our foundation. But there is no denying over the last 2 months at least, our game has really evolved into much more different avenues.
And do you know what's amazing as well? All the bellends that I see in the pub, right? Excuse my language. It's quite tame anyway. But what I will say is, all these people that kept saying, "Oh, you're going down without a whimper, this and that, you're shite, you whatever else."
Oh, you drink with Garth Crooks, do you?
Yeah, sometimes, yeah. But he doesn't turn up anymore. But what I was going to say was, all these people, right? they're now going, you look my snap, you're looking really good. I'm sitting there, I fucking told you this back in November. You should be listening.
I think when you look at how we performed, and again, because we're watching the team every week, you can see the changes in how we've performed. And we knew he was going to give it a go. And I think I've said many a time, it was never going to be an easy task to stay in the Premier League.
No.
But we're giving it one hell of a chance.
I mean, look at Forest, they're struggling and they've spent, about 200 million or whatever. Listen,
I love the fact that other teams are being in the mix. I love that because now, and I think they said it on Match of Day and on Talk Sport and other channels, they've said we're looking at Luton Town differently now, aren't we?
Yes, yeah, of course.
I think as Luton fans, if we go down, all we want is to be able to say that we've given it our all, you know, and we're not leaving anything out on the pitch. You know, so many teams have gone down over the years, and like Norwich, for example, they've been a yo-yo team and stuff like that. You know, and I remember the Norwich fans saying we're not even trying to stay up. You know, and they were it's just a wasted season. If we go down, we're going to go down having given it absolutely everything, and at the moment we're getting the praise and the rewards that we deserve.
I mean, exactly. This is the thing we craved a little bit. I know it sounds ridiculous, it sounds almost a bit like sad, but we crave people to look at us and go, they're a good side, because we know what we're about. We know we can do bits, but like I say, maybe for the first sort of like 6-7 games of the season, we weren't up to the standard we are now, clearly. But you know, it's experience, it's getting used to the level and whatever else, and obviously that'll come. We knew this, but we were still so what's the word, resolute, probably. Like we were still in games. We were losing games by 1 goal. I think that stat come out, I think we only lost by 3 or 2 or more goals in 3 games or something like that, or whatever.
I think we said just before we came on air though about when this group of players and the fans, when they can taste like their target, you know, like the promotion and certainly staying in the Championship that first season, when the players have got the bit between their teeth, they very rarely let it go. We've got a group of players over the years that have achieved and they've met their goals, and I just feel that they have really got the taste for it now. And I don't think
the mental sustainability as well is ridiculous.
It just feels like there's a relentlessness building again with this group of players that they're not going to let it go.
Saturday's come in and
big game.
How important is that, Batari?
Don't you know what it is? I know, like we see it sometimes and go, it's a must-win game. It probably is. Well, to be fair, is it a must-win game? Possibly not. I'm not too sure, but
it could put them to bed.
That's it. That's not only that, but we need to win in order then to go on a charge and to maintain the level of like
momentum.
There you go. But
if we exclude the FA Cup game against Manchester City, free hit. If we can beat Manchester City at home in the FA Cup, it'll be an amazing night. But Sheffield United, Manchester United, and then Aston Villa, sandwiched by Liverpool away. So
I'll be honest, I'm actually more worried for Saturday, than I have been for any other game in the season. I'll be honest. I do not fear any game, and do you know what? This is the one at Sheffield United at home. Sorry, it's I just feel that this could put Sheffield United pretty much to bed. To be honest with you, saw a little stat about Sheffield United about Derby's record as well the other day. I don't know if I should share it or not.
Go on.
So basically, this is why I'm a little bit fearful. Derby won. No, listen. Derby won their 11th point of the season. Obviously, which Sheffield United could do if they get a draw against us on the same weekend at the same stage of the season, which is really making me think a bit of that.
Right, thanks for that, Batari. It's really cheered me up.
That's one for the
mate, it's been playing on my mind for the last however many days, but yeah.
I think Sheffield United fans and club know they have to get 3 points on Saturday. Yeah. So I think they'll be at it, and I think that might just open it up for a little bit for us.
Could be a proper Championship style battle.
Yeah,
couldn't it?
Look at the Boxing Day fixture.
Yeah,
you know, hopefully we just press on, and we don't do a Luton on ourselves. You know, we've literally seen us.
You mean a Luton of old, Dave? A Luton of old.
Thank you, Luton of old. Let's say that. I think that we're more savvy now. I think the manager's more savvy, and I think the players know the importance of this next game.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, That was an interesting chat, wasn't it?
It was.
Before we go, I'd like to say hello to people that said hello to us at the weekend. You said you want to mention a couple?
We had a chat with Rob in the bar.
Rob at the bar, yeah.
Yeah, that was good. That was good. Julian standing in front of us. He had a good chat with him pretty much through the game, and lad to my left. Connor.
How many you got, Steve?
Just hold your Connor and his girlfriend, who has not seen us lose yet, so she has to keep on going at the games.
Make sure he comes Saturday.
Yeah. And lastly, Lenny, my grandson, started his first song at the weekend, and he was absolutely he was buzzing. He was absolutely buzzing with that.
Yeah, excellent.
Listen, thanks
I've
for
got a little
listening.
shout out as well.
Go on then.
So basically, I went to 2 pubs the other day. A group of lads see me in one pub. Shout out to them as well. Cheers for saying hello and that. Recognise the voice. I say you can't get away with this, can you? Really? And I went to another pub a little while after, and you're the geezer that does the Owen the Town, blah blah. So shout out to all the boys obviously seeing the pub and whatever else. And obviously a massive well done as well to Megan. She done a charity, almost like a little hike up the O2 for cancer.
Okay, that's
Raised quite a lot of money, so well done as well for that.
Excellent.
Well, keep on supporting anyone who's doing anything for charity.
Yep.
That's a great thing. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Please do leave some comments below it if you're watching on YouTube, or you can leave them on Spotify these days. So leave some comments. And let's hope we get 3 points on Saturday, and we'll see you all again next week. Thank you.
Calm the town.